Hello everybody! Today we're doing, as promised, the drugstore first impressions. Second impressions really, because I did just spend an hour filming this entire video on my 50mm lens, which you have to sit really far away from, so I couldn't see anything, and realized that I was filming from here down. So yeah, we're doing drugstore first impressions today. This is going to go along with another blog post that'll be up probably in like a week or two, so well, they'll go up at the same time, so it'll be up together. It'll be up right now. So that will be up in the first line of the description. I can't speak. That will be in the first line of the description for you guys to go read for some more cohesive thoughts on these products after I use them for another week or two. And it will also have the people who recommended these products to me. I'm not going to go through that in the video because that's a lot. So yeah, let's just dive right in again. So I was recommended two primers by you guys. First of all, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Base Détente. This is like a tinted formula, like it has a little bit of color to it. It blends away on my skin, don't know if it would on deeper skin, so be wary of that. This is kind of similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless filter in the terms of the way that it goes onto the skin. Like it gives you like a nice, really dewy, radiant look. It doesn't perfect my skin as much as the Flawless filter does, like it doesn't blow my pores out as much. But it is really, really pretty, and it's like $3, so good to try if you want to try out a glowy base. I have already used that though, so to keep in the spirit of first impressions, I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. I have the shade 901 Fair Glow, which is actually a really nice color. Should I pretend that I haven't used this yet, or should I just go ahead and use it? It's like a nice champagne-y color. I thought it might be like pink or bluish toned by the packaging, but it's pretty champagne. It's a really nice color. I think they have 5 or 6 shades in this range, which is awesome. And I know Alana uses the bronze one, and it looks really good on her, but I think I'm a little too pale for that. Also, my Target that I go to only had 2 shades in stock, so I went with this one, which I think does look really nice. It's not as intense as this is, or as the Flawless filter is. It's like a really natural looking glow. Like I could totally wear this on its own, and my skin feels moisturized but not like tacky, so I'm a fan of this already. And I think that's $11, so not the cheapest thing in the world, but it's not super expensive either. So for foundations, all of the ones that were recommended to me were things that I've already used and I don't love, so I just went ahead and picked up 2 that I was interested in trying. The first being this Makeup Revolution foundation stick. This is a fairly new product. I got the shade F3, which is a pretty perfect match for my skin, if you can see on this lens. This is really, really nice. I'm kind of surprised by how much I like it. It's $9 from Ulta, I think, and I have rewards, so I ended up paying $3 for this. You can always find coupons at Ulta, like 3 off of 15 or whatever. This is really similar to the Lancome Tinty Doll foundation stick. I feel like it's like that mixed with the Bobbi Brown Skin foundation stick. So it gives like a really nice dewy glow to the skin. I was surprised. Usually stick foundations are pretty drying, but it made my skin look really healthy, and it was enough coverage without being cakey, so I'm a fan of this one so far. But since I have already tried that, I will be trying the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. You guys told me to go ahead and try this even though the reviews were pretty bad, so I decided to pick up anyway. I got the shade LC1. The shade range in this is so weird. They're all like really gray or really pink, and in store at least there's like not a huge shade range at all. They're all like medium tones basically. There's pretty much no deeper tones. There may be online, I'm not sure, I haven't looked. It's also one of these stupid things. I don't know why this is popular. I do not like it. I don't know, I think it's gross. Like I would never use this on my face. I would use it on my sanitized hand. Also, I can see from where I used it the last time that it oxidized really pink on my hand. I didn't blend it out or anything, so hopefully that means that it's not gonna stay pink on my skin. But let's see, I'm gonna use my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, which is my normal foundation brush. I am generally the lightest in like drugstore brand foundations, and this is actually a pretty good match. Usually they're a little too dark, as long as it doesn't oxidize, I suppose. It does, I was saying the first time around I filmed this, it smells like how MAC foundations used to smell. My newer MAC foundations don't smell like this anymore, but it has like a really strong, it's like an almost florally scent, but not quite. So I am a little surprised by how nicely this blends out. Like, the texture is not liquidy by any means, but it doesn't really leave brush strokes or stick to dry patches or anything. Like, the formula is really creamy, and it, like, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it genuinely doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation. Like, it looks super natural. So as long as it doesn't oxidize, I will say that I'm happy with this. And my friend Hannah's gonna be really happy, because she was like, no, I love this foundation. I don't know why people hate it so much. But yeah, it does look really nice. That also might be because it has the L'Oreal Gloomy? That might be because it has the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion underneath that it looks this glowy. But like, the premise of the foundation is to look like skin. I can't believe I really just said gloomy, and I was just gonna continue as if I didn't say that. For concealers, there was two recommended. One, the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, which I have tried, and I really, really like this. I got the shade 5 Ivory, which I'm pretty sure is the lightest, so I don't know what shade 5, I guess it goes by 5, 10, 15 to. And then someone asked me to get just any of the NYX concealers and try them out, so I went with the cheapest option. This is $5. This is the NYX Full Coverage Concealer, and I got the shade CJ01 Porcelain, which is the lightest that I could find. It's really, really yellow, which is fine for me, but if you have a pinker skin, or if you don't like to make your skin look really yellow like I do, it might be a problem for you. So I decided to pick up the NYX because I saw a couple of people compared it to the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I don't think it's like the Complete Concealer at all. It's pretty creamy, and it's not like, the Complete Concealer almost feels like powdery. It's like, I wouldn't say it's dry, but you know what I mean, it's like silky. This is like a really creamy consistency. So I would say it's kind of like when I mix the Glossier Stretch Concealer and the NARS Complete Concealer together, just already together. It 100% doesn't have as much coverage as the NARS one does, but it has a decent amount of coverage, especially for everyday, and especially for $5. So I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer for under my eyes and to highlight a little bit, because this shade is actually really nice. Usually drugstore concealers are too dark, like the lightest shade is way too dark, like 90% of the time. But anyway, this shade is actually really, really nice. So as you can see, this like blends out really easily. It's a super lightweight concealer, but it has a decent amount of coverage. It's not like full coverage by any means, but I don't want that anyway. I've seen this be compared to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I can see how that like comparison is drawn, but my under eyes are really dry, so even the NARS Creamy Concealer is pretty dry for my under eyes. I think because it's so like heavy, it's like pretty heavy coverage, so I actually prefer this over the NARS. I feel like it's much lighter, and it gives like a decent amount of coverage. Like, I went heavier than I usually would with that, so I feel like that gives a nice amount of coverage, and it's really brightening, which is so rare to find a brightening concealer at the drugstore. Right, so no one recommended a powder to me, so I ended up picking up this finishing powder from e.l.f. This is in the shade Fair Light. It's from the Beautifully Bare collection, which I actually picked up a lot of stuff from that because it looked really pretty to me. This is the shade Fairlight, and people are saying that this is just like a really nice, light, basic powder, so I'm hoping it's like the Charlotte Tilbury powder that I love. Yeah, I feel like it looks really nice. Definitely not a coverage or anything like that, but it is setting the foundation down. And it looks really smooth, not cakey at all. So yeah, even though the packaging is a little shite, I actually really like that. All pluses so far, am I right? Yeah, nothing bad so far at least. Next, shall we do, let's do bronzer next. I picked up the Essence Luminous Matte Bronzing Powder. I think that Laura recommended this to me, I'm 99% sure. And I think that she meant for me to get the matte one, but they were all broken in my Ulta, so I got this luminous one. It was $5, I think. And this is in the shade Sunshine. It looks really pretty. So, excited to use this. I'm wondering if it's going to be kind of similar to the Lila B bronzer, because it has that double shade going on. I'm using the Bobbi Brown Angled Face Brush, which is my favorite for bronzers. The color is like a touch orange, like just a tiny bit, but it looks so similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow on the skin. Oh my god. So I love the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow bronzer because it's almost, this is so gross, I'm like picking up my curtain of hair. Because it's almost like sheer, like you can see your freckles and stuff through it still, so it looks really natural and skin-like. And this looks just like that for $5 instead of $65. Okay, that's a winner for sure. I'm gonna just be using this as my bronzer from now on. That looks so pretty. I'm really excited to see how this looks over my preferred foundations. So no one recommended any blushes either. You guys didn't really recommend that much stuff. I had to buy a bunch. Whoops. So I ended up getting the e.l.f. blushing blush. Someone posted this on their story and I cannot for the life of me remember who it was. I don't know, I'm sorry, somebody did. But to me, it looked like Maria's favorite Dior blush, the new like rosy blush that's supposed to be a shade for everybody or whatever. So I decided to pick this up. This is just from the regular collection, so it's $2. Hi, please don't mind my appearance right now. I just wanted to show you what this blush looks like going on since it got cut out. It's so beautiful. My camera cuts off after I film for a certain amount of time. It's really annoying. So I'm not sure where I stopped off. But this e.l.f. blush is so pretty. This is the Blush and Blushing. I was actually expecting my makeup to not look good at all today, so I am very pleasantly surprised. This is a win. $2. I don't know if they have more colors than this, but if they do, I'll be buying all of them. Okay, so highlight. I bought the e.l.f. Moonlight Pearls Baked Highlight because Elena uses it in her videos sometimes, or she had it in a declutter video or something like that, I don't know. But I picked this up, I think this was $4 maybe. It looks really, really pretty. So I'm gonna try that one. And then I also picked up the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Precious Petals, which looks like this. This is more of like a gold bronzy color. So I'm gonna probably add a little bit of this on top and maybe in my inner corners. And then if you watch my stories, you know I also picked up the e.l.f. Liquid Highlighter, which is like a silvery color. This is really, really pretty. A really nice liquid formula. So let's try the e.l.f. first because I feel like it's going to be a little less intense. I'm using the e.l.f. small tapered brush, which is the best highlighter brush in the entire world. Okay, yeah, that's super pretty. It looks fairly natural. Like a nice sheen, if you can see, I hope so. So I'm gonna try the Wet n Wild on top of that and see what this looks like. Yeah, so the Wet n Wild, as expected, is more intense. The e.l.f. is a baked one, so that's to be expected. It does have a little bit of a shimmer particle in it, so I feel like I personally prefer the e.l.f., but they're both very pretty. Okay, so let's move on to brows. I have tried pretty much every brow pencil from the drugstore. I really like the CoverGirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. This is the one that I'm currently using. This is in the shade Soft Brown. I also like the Maybelline Brow Precise. This doesn't have a shade on it, but I accidentally bought the one that's too warm, so I use this for freckles instead, which I'm gonna film and upload separately. So yeah, let's use the CoverGirl one for today. Okay, and for brow gel, I picked up the Essence Make Me Brow, which is $2. This is meant to be really similar to the Benefit Gimme Brow, which I have never used. This is the shade 2 Brownie Brows. It's really liquidy, so I obviously love the Glossier Boy Brow, which is more of like a wax or a pomade. I guess this is like a traditional gel, but it's pretty liquid, so I feel like I would have to be careful not to like get it on my skin. And I'm gonna let it set and then try and apply another layer because it didn't really shape my brows the way that I want it to, so let's let it set for a moment. Okay, so I've let them set. I went and filmed my freckle video, so I have freckles on now. And if you cannot tell, I hope you can, because otherwise you can't tell in the video. So I'm gonna go in with another coat of this Essence gel and see if I can kind of get it to make my brow hairs sit where I want them to. Yeah, so having it dry down a little bit did help. Definitely won't be replacing my boy brow, but for $2, it works fine, and it's nice and tinted. It's a nice color. It's not too warm. I personally like the e.l.f. clear brow gel and mascara thing. It's like the $2 or the $1 one. I think that would work better than this, unless you want it specifically to be tinted, but it worked fine. It just doesn't define my eyebrows as much as I usually like it to. So I didn't pick up an eyeshadow, I realized, so I'm going to use one of my ColourPop shadows. This is in the shade Lala, which you can get at Ulta now. As far as palettes go, I'm a huge fan of this Pixie and Whaley palette. This is one of the Pixie Pretties. It's a really nice mix of colors. It's pretty warm tones. These shimmer shades are absolutely beautiful. Let me just pop it on the inner corner just to show you. They're just so pretty. And I like using those as highlights too. So this is a good travel palette. It doesn't have a dark brown, but otherwise, well, this isn't dark brown obviously, but it's shimmery. I meant a matte dark brown, but it's really nice. Also, the shade is called Potato, so I love it. So anyway, I'm gonna use Lala. I'm just gonna get a little bit on the tip of my finger and just press it on the lid. I don't want anything too intense. You can really build this up and make it like super metallic, but I just want a little bit of a sheen. I don't think that Ulta sells the individual eyeshadows from ColourPop, as in like these pressed shadows yet, but these are absolutely incredible. They're $5, so pigmented. They're a little hit or miss, some of the shades that I got were like, but beautiful. I really like the colorful shades specifically because you can get some really cool eyeshadows without spending a lot of money. I know Ulta does have some of the palettes, at least my Ulta does, and online I'm pretty sure they do. This Dream Street palette from Kathleen Lights is really pretty, and it's only $16. I haven't used mine yet, I just picked this up, but I have borrowed my friend Hannah's for a while, so I know that the shades are really beautiful, and all of these are really nicely pigmented, so you don't have to worry about that. And I feel like it's a good mix of colors. There's like some shimmers, some transition shades, a darker brown, some fun colors. This is really beautiful in the inner corner if you do like a smoky eye with this. And then there's this fun like pink color which you could also use as blush if you wanted. So I really like this one specifically. The other palettes have nice color ranges as well, but I think this one's the best. I will say the #1 recommended mascara was the Maybelline Lash Sensational. Was the Maybelline Lash Sensational? I can't say that. Which I personally don't like, but it was the #1 recommended, so I didn't get that. Sorry. I actually ended up picking up another L'Oreal Lash Paradise, which I haven't used in a while, but it is really nice. Very similar to the Too Faced Better Than Sex, but I like this one more. So I'm just gonna curl my eyelashes off camera. So yeah, as you can see, it gives a nice amount of volume and separation without getting clumpy. And I just think it's a really nice everyday mascara. I will say it's not totally smudge resistant, but I have really bad smudgy eyes. When I smile, my cheeks like puff up and touch my outer eyelashes, so it tends to all smudge down here. But I know that my friend Julie really likes this, so I feel like for the average person it's totally fine. Alright, that is it for this video. All my first impressions are done. Like I said, make sure you check the link in the bio. God, what am I on stories? Check the first line in the description for the blog post that goes along with this for my like comprehensive thoughts on these products. Obviously first impressions are a little bit like, well, but I am really actually impressed by this look. I feel like it looks really nice. It's nothing like intense. I don't really like makeup like that anymore. I want to look really fresh and natural, and I feel like nowadays you can get that really easily at the drugstore. I feel like they're finally catching on to the fact that people want to look glowy, not matte anymore. So, oh, I forgot, a lip product. I picked up another product from the e.l.f. Beautiful Bear, whatever it's called, collection. This is the Peach Perfection blush, but I'm actually going to use this on my lips. Okay, maybe I'm not going to use this on my lips. Abort mission. That had a little more pigment than I was expecting, but it feels really nice. I'm excited to try this on my cheeks. They have 2 shades of this, I think, so I'll probably pick up the other one and let you know how I like it in that post. And that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed me actually using some drugstore products. I am definitely going to continue using these. This Essence bronzer has blown my mind. I am obsessed with it, so very excited, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!